So to make the molds of these, the first process to do is to basically glue them down to a flat surface. So I've got some foam board here and I just siliconed them down, and then I just gave them a quick brush of spray paint. That'll just help the rubber come off easier. So the thing we're going to do next is do the first coat of latex. Okay, so this latex in particular comes with it's sort of a two-part system. You have FMF and you have FMB. So the FMF, there's the same thing, but this one's just a bit thinner and this one's just been thickened. So we start with the FMF, which is thinner, and we're going to do about 3 to 5 coats with this, and we're going to do about 3 to 5 coats of this after. So we'll start with the FMF. So I'll just pour some into a cup here, and then what we're going to do is just paint on a thin layer over the entire statue. Okay, now this guy we're going to have to do a seam up the back, and the reason is we need to get the latex off his head, otherwise without a seam that wouldn't be possible. But what I have to do first is I have to paint a coat of latex on him. Once that coat dries, then I can start doing the process of making the seam. Alright, I got my first coat of latex on these guys, so I'm going to let that dry. These guys I'm just going to keep going every hour or so. Once this latex dries, I'll keep doing more coats of the latex. This guy, because I'm doing the seam, I will show you the process of doing the seam with him. Alright, so I got my statue here. With this guy, I'm going to have to do a seam up the back just because the neck's really tight, so I'm going to do a seam up to about here. And then that's just going to help me pull the mold when it's all done. So what I've done here is I've just taken from a chocolate package. I just cut a couple of the things out and I put it in some cardboard like that. And I'm just going to super glue it to the statue for now. There's only a couple coats of latex on here right now, so once I super glue that on, I'm going to be able to paint this all with latex. And then this will be my seam. And the reason I did these little plastic inserts is they'll be like buttons. So when you put the statue mold together before pouring the concrete, it'll clip together and you'll have a nice seam up the back. So I got a little bit of super glue or nail glue, and I'm just going to use it to tack this in place to make the seam. So I'm just going to let that super glue dry, and once that dries, I'm going to start painting all the latex on. Alright, so I got my seam piece all glued on here. So what I'm going to do now is I can just start painting my latex on. And then the idea with this after is we're just going to take a razor blade when this is all finished and just slice up on the inside, and then that'll open up.